Are you believing for a dream that God put in your heart? And are you maybe feeling a little bit discouraged because it just seems so big and you don't know how it's going to happen? Well, if so, keep watching because I have an incredible testimony I want to share with you. So, about 14 years ago, my ex-husband and I were planning on buying a new home, but we had to wait until the end of that year. However, I started looking at listings for homes in the town we were going to move to, um, probably like 6 months before we were going to be able to purchase. I just wanted to get an idea of what was there and the prices. One day, I came across this listing for this house that I just absolutely loved. I just fell in love with it through the pictures. I just really wanted it. But there were two problems. Like I said, it wasn't time for us to purchase yet. And two, it was way out of our price range. But I just said, okay, God, I know that this is not the house for me. You have something else picked out for me, and I'm going to love it no matter what. Well, it came time for us to start looking for a house, and we met with our realtor in the town that we were going to move to, and him and his wife showed us houses all day long, all day long. And we just didn't find anything that we felt was right for our family. So at the end of the day, our realtor said, there's this one house, and I know the owner had wanted to sell it before. Do you want to just drive by and see if it's something that maybe you're interested in looking at? And we said, sure. So we drove by and thought it looked nice. So our realtor made arrangements with the owner to see it. And I am not kidding you. When I walked into that house, I heard in my spirit, this is the one. But to be honest, I kept thinking I was going to find something wrong with that house around every corner or every room I went in. And there was nothing. It was perfect. It had everything I wanted and more. So our realtor talked to the owner, and the owner gave him their bottom price. I was pleasantly surprised when I heard their price because it was much lower than what we were expecting, and it was also in our price range. It was a little bit in the upper part of our price range, but it was still in our price range nonetheless. So we were going to get this amazing house. But guess what? 2 days later, I realized that was the same house that I had seen listed 6 months earlier and had fallen in love with through the pictures. The house that I thought would be impossible for us to get, God made a way. He gave it to us. And I was just blown away at God's favor. He literally gave me my dream house. And when I say literally, I mean it, because shortly after we moved in, I was opening the shutters in our bedroom and realized that view I was seeing out the window, the room I was in, the shutters I was opening, I had dreamt all of that before. And I've mentioned before in other videos that I have had prophetic dreams ever since I was little. And I had dreamed about living in that house, that exact same house. How amazing is that? We lived in that house for 5 years, and I made wonderful memories with my kids. But God put a new dream in our heart, and that was to move back to my home state. And since I've moved back here, I've gone through a lot of changes and have been in a transition season for a while. But that season is going to be coming to an end in the near future as my new husband and I prepare to purchase our first home together. Now, we both know exactly what we want. We want the same thing. We know what kind of land we want, what kind of house, and everything. But last week, I was getting really discouraged, thinking, how is this going to happen? Because it seems like what we want is just a little bit out of our reach. Maybe we need to wait a couple more years. And I just felt discouraged, even on the way to church. And when we were at church, the pastor in his message, not once but twice, said, don't let systems kill your dreams or discourage you from your dreams. And what he meant by systems is a whole nother video, but basically, other people, the world, what it looks like in the natural. And so I was like, okay, God, I hear you. And then the next morning, as I was waking up, he said, don't be afraid to dream. Don't be afraid to daydream about your house, to think about all the details of the inside of your house, not just the outside, to daydream about the land that you want, what you're going to do there. Don't be afraid. And I was like, okay, God. Then the next day, I turned on this channel that I never watch. It's a movie channel, and they were playing Father of the Bride. And if you've watched that movie, I'm sure you remember that house. And that is the kind of house I absolutely love and the kind of house that I want and I have been looking at and saving pictures of. And I was like, okay, God, that's another confirmation. You want me to keep dreaming and believe. And then he reminded me of this testimony. So I felt it really heavy on my heart to share this testimony with you. I truly hope that it has encouraged you. And if you want to know what you should do while you're waiting for your dream to come to pass, watch this video where I share what I did during that time as I waited for my dream to come to pass and what I'm doing now. And if you're waiting for a dream that God put in your heart and it seems impossible, which, let's be real, most of the time they do, just remember, God can do exceedingly abundantly above all that we can ask, think, or imagine, and His ways are higher than our ways. As always, I hope this video has helped you. I hope you found encouragement. Be blessed and live free.